Welcome to the More Phenomenal Podcast. We talk all things Power Rangers, including episodes, comics, action figures, news, and more. My name's Doug, joined with my co-hosts Mac and Caitlin.
Woo!
What's going on?
We're kind of slacking in the comics department, I think.
Hey, actually, now that you bring that up,
Yeah.
like we haven't done a review in a while.
And there's been some good comics,
Yeah.
you know.
Before we get to the elephant in the room, I got the Time Force graphic novel for Christmas.
Okay,
Ooh.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
You read
I'm
it?
reading it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
You said you didn't like it from what you read.
I didn't finish it, but my initial reaction was I really thought that it was really poorly composited. Like I didn't think the panels were laid out in like a way where like reading it was very easy. Like the
Mhm.
action was sort of difficult to follow, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
sometimes it felt like the dialogue was placed in like awkward places, or like panels that should have been like more like bigger action were really tiny, you
Mhm.
know, or like things were happening between panels that seemed like would be more exciting than what we were actually seeing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah. So the story takes place after the season of Time Force, and it's like Jen and Wes trying to make this relationship work, but she's in the future and he's in the past, and she like time machine dates him, kind of thing.
go on dates.
Random.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then things go awry, and then there's like alternate dimensions, right?
They go to an alternate future, I think, right? And
Yeah.
they fight the Black Time Force Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
Yeah.
an evil version of Trip and the rest of the team.
Yeah. So I'm halfway through now. That's about where I've gotten everything you've just laid out. I just
That's
found out
all
who-
I read. Yeah.
Yeah, I found out who the Black Ranger was. And yeah, I'm actually, if you were a fan of like Trip and Katie and Lucas, they're hardly in it. They're in like one page.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a Wes store. I mean, it's about their romance.
Janet, yeah.
You know, yeah.
There is a funny scene though that made me kind of laugh. I guess spoilers, whatever. But
Spoiler alert.
so Jen and Wes, like, she has to break up with him because, you know, Time Force and all that stuff. And so she breaks up with him, and then they get attacked. And Jen leaves to Back to the Future, and Eric comes in to save Wes.
Right.
And he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Okay, well, what's wrong? Are you bleeding? Like, do I need to get you to the medic? Like, give me some answers here."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Jen and I are done." And Eric's like, "I don't care." You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, we're professionals.
Yeah.
I earned this Power Ranger powers that I stole.
Yeah.
Funny.
We don't even see the Red Ranger, or we don't even see Eric morph in the comic, I don't think.
I think he does morph.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
I barely remember.
Yeah. But I'll let you know what I think after I finish it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, I'm glad to hear that you like it. I mean, I definitely wanted to finish it. I just was reading it at work, so. And we didn't get a lot. It sold out pretty quickly. So I guess
that's good.
There's a lot of demand for it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I do kind of don't like how, besides the Mighty Morphin books, all the other ones are focusing on, like, this one's Jen and Wes. Like, of course they're popular, but like to just kind of throw Trip and all of them aside kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And then the In Space standalone is all about Andros and Corone, and it's honestly more about like the Psycho Rangers than anything. So I was kind
And
of
I haven't read
disappointed with
that one either.
I was kind of bummed with that one, but
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so I turn on my Power Rangers on Saturday, and there's a little notification that says this title is only available until January 31st.
There goes our freaking podcast, you know. You know what? It's been a lot of fun, and we did it for a long time.
So how many
yeah.
are they getting rid of?
So not all of them are leaving.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah. So from Alien Rangers,
What?
up until Dino Charge, is gone. They're like wiping they're leaving us like the bread of the sandwich, and they're wiping everything in the middle. So
Okay,
Mighty Morphin
okay.
is staying,
Okay.
and Ninja Steel and Beast Morphers, because they're the two newest seasons, are
Okay.
staying.
So they're just cutting it to like the bare bones.
Yeah.
Hasbro must be prepping for something big with that, right?
That's what I'm thinking too. Everyone's like, Netflix is dumping them. Like, Netflix, you made
Well,
such
that's what
the
they
BS.
did before Disney Plus came out. They took out all the Disney stuff on Netflix like months in
Right.
advance, and everyone's like, "What the heck?" And then all of a sudden they're like, "Surprise!"
Yeah.
And then they put Office on Peacock, you know, because that had to be a big part of Peacock.
Yeah. So
And then HBO Max started taking stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Everyone's like, well, making their own thing. So I can't, like I said, people are blaming Netflix, but I don't know. Like, is it them? We don't know. It sounds like Hasbro is probably pulling
they probably
something.
bought it.
I don't
or
think
whoever took them out.
I think that Netflix would be happy to keep it, you know. I definitely don't. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think that I don't think it's up to them. I think it's probably, I mean, and if you think about it, it's not. It can't be a coincidence that this is happening at the same time as the last season that they're going to do with Nickelodeon. You know, as far as we know, or the last season that's going to adapt Sentai footage. So I don't know. I mean, Hasbro, they're really trying to amass a big catalog. And at one point, they had their own channel on TV.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, part of me thinks it is sort of like weak sauce, but maybe they're going to partner with something else, you know?
Yeah.
Like
a lot of people have speculated. I speculated Disney Plus, which some people were. It's funny. I posted that, and people were like, "What are you talking about? It's all on Netflix." And everyone was like informing each other and telling me I'm stupid and it can't go to Disney Plus. And
oh my
god, I saw that on the comments. Everyone's like, "Stop being an idiot." I'm like, but it's actually.
But it's leaving. Yeah.
I almost wanted to go in and say, but it's leaving, but then I didn't want the heat to come onto me.
Yeah. Well, everyone, like, the title I was like speculation, and then like I said, like, where will it go?
Yeah.
No one read that. Everyone
So
just saw me
funny. No
post
one reads
the Power Rangers
caption.
Disney Plus, and they're just like, what are you thinking, you stupid?
But streaming is becoming so popular. I mean, like, even freaking Discovery Channel has made a streaming, Discovery Plus.
And if you think of, go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, because streaming is so popular, the likelihood of them either putting it on its own platform or finding a better platform that either makes them more money or vice versa is probably going to benefit Hasbro.
Yeah.
I think that too, if you think about it too, like, we don't know what the future of these movies will look like. Like Hasbro, we do know for a fact is developing all these movies like Snake Eyes, and they're trying to build up Transformers, and they're trying to build up G.I. Joe, and it's like, if all these movies are going to end up releasing streaming, I think it would make sense for Hasbro to be like, well, we just want to have all of that money. You know, so it's like, we're just going to put out a platform, and they own so much content that it would almost be worth it if they could spin it like this is a children's network kind of app, you know. Like, it's like, like come to this app for Power Rangers and My Little Pony, and you know, things that Transformers, yeah, exactly. Which, interesting, if we see Transformers stuff leaving Netflix, that's
a telltale sign.
It's interesting, yeah, especially because they develop stuff for Netflix. So
it'd be interesting if they're like, well, because they already said they're making a movie that's going to tie into like an expanded universe, like shows and stuff. Yeah. So it does make you wonder, like, where's that going? You know,
where is that going? And now it's like, I feel like the future is so uncertain even more.
Yeah.
Even
what
with
if they start to
production? What?
Since that it's like the movies are going to be Mighty Morphin based.
Yeah.
What if they just are like, that's why we're leaving Mighty Morphin. We don't want you. We're just gonna forget everything else. You know?
Yeah, right. Well, I know. I mean, I'm not surprised that sort of they're like, okay, we're gonna zero in. We want people to be very familiar with Mighty Morphin, and then whatever we're trying to sell toys of right now.
Yeah.
You know.
But see, that was going to bring you sweet segue, Mac, into my next point. People were saying, like,
Yeah.
people were like, well, like, oh, this is so them. They just want Mighty Morphin, kind of be the thing. But it just, the red flag to me is I went to Target like today and there's Mighty Morphin, there's In Space, SPD, like Dino Thunder action figures on the shelves.
Right,
Like
right.
you need that stuff in front of people so then the kids watch it on Netflix or see it in the toy aisle, go, ooh, what is that? And then like where it's gone now. So they
Yeah.
need to filter a way
Where
to
are they gonna
find
put
that
it?
stuff.
Yeah, I think that like it's one of those like too much of a good thing kind of things where it's like someone came along and was like, "Oh, all of this stuff is conveniently in one spot that we all have." Like, no, 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 no. It's like when like all of South Park was on Hulu and all of Simpsons was on FXX, and it's
Mhm.
like you could just watch it, and it's like, oh, like you could just go on FX.com and watch it. You didn't even need an account. As far as I know, I could be wrong about that.
Mm.
But someone came along and was like, well, that's something that everyone wants to see. So I'm gonna put it somewhere where you have to
Subscribe.
pay money,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's all
It, wa-
about the green.
it was so much Power Rangers. It was crazy. It's pretty crazy how much is on Netflix. I mean, it was all of it. It was all of it. It really felt like it was almost a reason to do a podcast because it was like, yeah, I can watch any episode at any time.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready to go.
I've been binging it like crazy since it's one of those things like I didn't know what I had until it's gone, until
I know.
the message is told me. So I've been binging In Space and I found some pretty sweet episodes that I want to watch. Some Zeo I've been binging. There's
Oh,
not
I
a
guess
bad episode of Zeo, man.
I better go back and watch my favorites. You're making me realize that, yeah, that's,
You're gonna lose them.
it's funny though. I can't really fault myself because it's still the show I've watched more than any other show technically on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like I've watched an episode a week for over a year, so I did the mile. Like,
You
you know
did your
what I mean?
part,
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
my part. Like, you can't tell me I lowered the ratings on Netflix.
Yeah.
I,
If anything, you boosted it up so Hasbro was like, well, we need to put it on the seppara
I know, it's like crap.
Look at this
is really
podcast.
popular. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that was my downfall.
Yeah. But here, some people were like, oh, maybe it'll put on like the Paramount network. So I did some snooping
Ugh,
on the
why
Paramount
there?
network.
Oh, because of Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
There's
there's
a
like,
Paramount network?
yeah, there's like
Yeah.
nothing on it. It's like
Oh.
2.5 Men and Mom and like 3
Ugh.
other shows.
2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I think it would
But-
make most sense to put it on Disney Plus.
I think so too. And here's my if I had a tinfoil
Mm.
hat, here's what I would say.
Oh no, here comes
You
the
have a better
theory.
hat than that. Yeah.
Yeah, it says the Morphin Pod.
Great.
Okay, my tinfoil hat would be there was kind of speculation about like, well, can they make the movie toys because Fox made the movie and then Fox is owned by Disney. So who has the rights to the movie? Does it Hasbro or is it Disney in the Fox
Oh.
library type thing?
The original Mighty Morphin movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that
Okay.
wasn't on Netflix because that is separate.
Right. Right.
I think the rights are separate. So I think you might see that movie pop up in the
Disney.
Oh, that would
Mouse's
make a lot of sense.
in the
Yeah.
Mouse's
If that
library.
movie pops up in Disney Plus, we're all gonna know where everything's going.
Well, it would. Well, I don't even. That might not necessarily be true because they have been adding a lot of Fox movies lately.
Yeah.
So it could just be about an agenda to add a lot of Fox movies. But honestly, to have it be there on there regardless would be really exciting. But yeah, I don't know. That'd be really crazy if Disney made a move to get all the Power Ranger streaming. I don't know.
Well, they're probably keeping an eye of how many people are excited about the new season or the like last live action season and the new movie coming out. So they're probably watching
Yeah.
and they're knowing where the money's gonna go.
Yeah.
Well, it also if Hasbro's thinking about companies that they already have businesses with, then obviously Disney would win that as well because they
Mhm.
do a lot of their licenses. So
Yeah,
Because
I just don't.
they said how they're going to release the show? Have they said they're going to do it on on a streaming or like how they do with Mandalorian, where it's like one episode a week on the streaming, or is it going to
it's
be on
gonna
TV?
it's gonna air on Sundays on Nickelodeon, I think.
Yeah, Dino Fury,
Okay.
the speculated last Sentai, used footage season is definitely Nickelodeon.
Okay.
And then they've said a movie and some shows are coming out, and it's like, well, where are those going?
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Right.
interesting.
Yeah. Especially since they said the movies and the shows are going to be in the same universe. Like that's like, I don't know, that's some budget, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got the money, I guess. They'll
just
see.
make-
Ooh la.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
bought the Power Rangers, so they might as well do something with it.
Yeah. I just don't.
Bought the damn Power Rangers. Wait, sorry, what?
Yeah. It's like, are people really going to subscribe to? I mean, we would, or I would, and then like, sorry Hasbro, but we're sharing 3 logins. Do this, whatever.
Right. The Morphin Pods account. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
yeah, but
Watched this one episode 3 times.
Yeah. We watched it at the same time in 3 different locations. How's that possible?
We're gonna have to give each other times to watch it. Be like, okay, I'm watching it at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, VR Troopers and Beetleborgs are leaving too.
All the
It's like-
Saban stuff.
Yeah, so it'd be funny, a network of Big Bad Beetleborgs, Power Rangers, and My Little Pony.
Big Bad Beetleborgs. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
My
All the
Little
Transformers and
Pony.
all of all. That'd be kind of cool. They have a lot of cartoons. That they
Yeah.
have.
I don't think I've ever
Well-
watched a Transformer cartoon. I was much more into My Little Pony.
This
That was my
network might be for you.
Hasbro
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they'll have all the My Little Pony.
I've watched every single one.
You
Yeah.
can thank them for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the cars are cooler, but whatever. I don't own any Transformers, so I'm kind of a poser, I guess.
Right.
I own.
I mean, I had technically owned them. They're just not. They're my mom's house.
Yeah.
I wanted to cosplay My Little Pony, but I'm afraid of bronies, so
They've kind of died out. I think you'll probably be okay.
I think I'd be fine now.
Yeah, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know. It seems like it'll
time
be
will tell.
interesting.
Yeah.
Fine.
I just don't like give me an answer before the end of the month.
Well,
like,
what's
am I gonna
nice
have to
about
track down
streaming
these?
is like it's not going to take long for it to get uploaded somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find it, I guess.
Yeah.
There'll be a way to watch it. It just
There's
sucks.
Tubi. You watch it
Oh
on
yeah.
free
Some
there.
people said Tubi. It could go to Tubi. Yeah. It needs a placeholder. I don't know. You can't let that back catalog just chill there.
Yeah.
Some people were, I know, let us know like just buy them on DVDs, and I was like,
That's still a
Oh
thing.
yeah, I'll just buy every season.
I calculated it. It's like over $400.
Yeah, you foot in the bill or
yeah.
Are you going to buy the podcast, all the seasons for us?
Yeah.
Thank you.
maybe we should just start watching Mighty Morphin and just be like, well, we're gonna watch every episode we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Just fill it in. Say we've seen all of Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
Well, I've
That's what I
only
said.
seen one episode of Mighty Morphin, so we've got lots.
Yeah.
Well, there
We'll-
you go.
We'll end up doing the thing we never said we were going to do, where we would just watch Mighty Morphin sequentially.
Yeah, I know.
That would
Well,
be fun.
It
I
would
think it
be
would be
until
kinda fun.
episode 6, I think, and then we'd be like, man, I wish they were like cops or in space or something.
yeah. Why can't this one be like sort
We'll
of?
go back to
pirate?
Sentai.
Yeah, we could watch a Sentai here or there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get some Mighty Morphin, some Ninja Steel, and our Beast Morphers fix.
Yay! Well, we can watch the Ninja Steel crossover. We haven't done that yet.
Yes, I actually watched it last night.
Oh, okay.
Really good. We should watch it.
It was
Okay.
good. It was
Yeah.
good.
One more thing. Someone was saying, I saw a comment somewhere where it was like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, if you're watching seasons 1 through 3 of Power Rangers, it just ends on a cliffhanger because it goes
Yeah.
straight into Alien Rangers and then that launches it into Zeo. So like you're gonna watch them get like turned into kids, and then it's gonna end. You know?
What?
So lame.
Yeah, which is I think is funny, but
But don't they even like don't isn't there some episodes where they come back and get their powers, like after Alien Rangers? Or am I
So-
wrong about that?
well, they do Alien Rangers, then they get their I see. Well, get the crystals, which makes them turn back adults, right?
I thought the one
Yeah.
the clip show we watched today seemed like it painted that differently, but I don't remember that.
I don't know. The clip show today made so much sense to me. I was like, oh, so that's how that happened.
It did make a lot of sense, and that's why I was like, I don't know, Doug. They didn't even talk about the
I'm
alien.
doing my makeup while I'm watching it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I should have watched this episode before I joined.
Yeah, it was the best clip show we've seen. So,
Yeah, it was
sure.
great.
Yeah.
Like,
Thanks.
so that's what happened to Tommy? Oh.
Yeah, it was
Let-
it was very succinct, Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every time you've mentioned like the White Ranger, I'm like, yeah, yep. And then I watch it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. This
Okay.
episode is recommended by Aid.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks for the episode. I've been meaning to go back and watch this one, so I'm glad it was put on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if anyone else has episodes for us before freaking January 31st,
We're gonna have
the
to like
seasons.
record a bunch of episodes
Yeah.
before
I
it's all
thought about
gone.
that. It's like, should we just record multiple, like every night of the week for the rest of and then we're just good for like, we would be good for a long time if we
That
did.
would probably take us
Right?
until summer.
Yeah.
Have like a backlog of
Yeah.
episodes.
We would have to, yeah. I thought about that too. We might do that here and there, but and then just jump on every so often, once a week, just to be like, so the news this week.
Yeah, we could just talk about the news and then pair it with whatever our old recording
Hey,
is.
we'd be like
Yeah.
the real Power Rangers. We'd be clipping things
Yeah, yeah.
together.
That's so true. Yeah, it's like we're stealing footage from ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just changing outfits so
Yeah.
when I put it on YouTube or whatever on Insta, it's like we're not wearing the same thing.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. What was I wearing that day?
My hair is gonna be different colors every
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. But
I'm
thanks.
just gonna get a filter.
Yeah. Thanks for the episode. If you have more, DM us, probably the best way on Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Slide into our DMs at the Morphin Pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
just ours. Just Doug.
yes.
Yeah.
Hey, they've quieted down on mine, so
I know. I was like, cool down on Caitlin's DM.
no, I'm good now.
Yeah.
That's what's been bothering me.
Good.
I haven't
shame
pissed
the
anyone
Lord.
off lately.
Anyway, so episode
Don't be a
4.
Green Ranger.
Sorry, I just had it. It was Power like Legacy
The
of Power.
Legacy of Power. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was something like that.
Let me get my notes.
So the reason this was such a big clip show, I don't know if you know, is this is the 500th episode of Power Rangers.
Oh wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's a big.
Oh well,
it's
that
a
makes
big
sense of the episode
anniversary
now.
episode.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, how cool!
Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes.
As we, I know.
And this episode came out like 14 years ago. So.
Yeah.
So.
Wonder what episode they're on now.
Yeah.
We should check. I think probably a big one. I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway,
I'm gonna look it up.
yeah, you do that.
Go ahead and start.
I'm sure we always do this, but I always kind of forget, like, theme song. What'd you think?
I
I like-
enjoyed it.
I like Dino Thunder's theme song. Yeah.
Power Rangers roar. Yeah.
Power Rangers roar. Power Rangers soar. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I liked it. It was like
Power
an actual
Rangers,
song.
Dino
Not how
Thunder.
these
Yeah.
boys are singing it, but
Yeah.
I don't remember all the wordy words, but
Word.
it's a good song. It's a good song.
Yeah. So Dr. O.
Dr. O.
Hero.
He's
When
captured.
they said that, I got really confused. I was like, "Isn't that Tommy?" And then I started thinking that I didn't know who it was. And then he was like, "I'm Tommy Oliver," and I went, "Oh, okay." So
Yeah, he's a karate doctor now.
Yeah.
a
yeah.
karate doctor.
No, he's a
Paleontologist,
paleontologist.
teacher guy. Yeah.
Oh,
So, but he's captured.
Yep.
What's the bad guy's name? What's his name?
Mesazog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
cool
awesome.
looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got him tied to a chair and he's like, yo, you gonna get this dino? Everyone's always looking for a dino gem or,
Yeah,
you
the
know.
Dino Gems. I mean, like he talks like a Muppet. He looks awesome.
Yeah.
The Dino Gems. Sorry.
He has it on a table, but he can't open it. So he needs Tommy to open it for him. And Tommy's like, of course I'm not gonna do this for you. He should just he knows the drill, Tommy. Just open it, take it. You know.
Yeah, I know. You know what? The first thing I was struck with was how well Jason David Frank aged.
Yes.
You know, like, and he basically looks the same that he did. Like today, he looks the same as he did in Dino Thunder. You know, I'm like, wow, he almost looks younger now, kind of in a way.
Just more
But-
muscular, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I thought that
Go
too
ahead.
when I was watching Ninja Steel and he's in there. Yeah.
900 over 900 episodes. I finally
Over
counted.
900. Sorry.
As of the 898th episode will be the premiere of was the premiere of Beast Morphers.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
Wow. Then they're
cool.
pretty into it then.
We're gonna have 1,000 episodes of Power Rangers soon. That's insane. I mean, not soon, 100 episodes from now, but still.
I don't know. Beast Morphers, that's like 50, right?
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's Dino Thunder or Dino
Mighty
Fury.
Morphin had 155.
Yeah,
Wow. So yeah, and who knows how popular the new one will be?
they did. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
How many? 155?
In Mighty Morphin, yeah.
Okay. Starting January or February 1st. You know?
Yeah.
There's 155 episodes.
does that mean we have to watch freaking Green with Evil again? The Green with Evil Redux, like this is our second pass. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking we'll get back into the episode, but I was thinking for our 100th episode, but it'll probably be way sooner than that based on this. Is we need to revisit the first episode of Power Rangers because, man, that first podcast, if you're sitting probably rough, you know.
Good point. Yeah, we deserve to rewatch Day of the Dumpster. Yeah.
Wait, Beast Morphers is the most recent one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
No. Yes?
Correct.
It is. Yes.
Oh, okay. So
We
their
looked this up last week.
final Oh, we did. Right. Duh. Their final episode is episode 919.
919. So they're already
Yeah.
like doing some damage into the 900s.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then they won't get 1,000 because didn't they say like it's probably gonna be 48 episodes or something
Yeah,
for
but
Dino Fury?
but
So
there'll be
that's-
another show after
Mhm.
Dino Fury. You know there will be.
Yeah.
Like even if it's not, there'll be something. There'll be.
they'll
Something.
get the 950. That's a pretty good milestone.
That's a good
Yeah.
milestone.
Anyway, 500.
Yep.
I like how Mesagog, he's like, get out my life extractor machine.
Yes.
I was like,
He was
that's
a cool
intense.
looking monster. I liked him.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
he's very cool. I think they made him up for the show, so they did a good job with that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I liked it.
Yeah. And it cuts to the home base with Ethan, Connor, and Kira just like, where's Dr. O? He missed my music class, you know?
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
just talking about like I don't get it. Like, do they not know about did they not get their Power Ranger powers from him?
It doesn't
thought-
look like it because they didn't know
This is
until
episode
they started
4.
watching the
I
videos.
think
Yeah.
so. I think he is, from my understanding, from my recollection, he's their mentor guy, but I don't think they put that he was a Power Ranger. I think they thought like he just found the gems or something. Or-
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
But Ethan,
Because
is-
who wouldn't put that together?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
No one's ever heard of the Power Rangers, or sometimes they have. It's weird.
Connor has. He mentions
has.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
His twin
That's true.
brother.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Oh my god. We'll get to that, but yeah.
Yeah. So Ethan is like, let's just hack Dr. Oliver's computer to see what he's up to.
Yeah.
And then they find this file that's like Tommy's like when I'm dead video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you found this, I'm dead. And it's like you're gonna wait till you die to explain like the basics of what like the Power Ranger history, you know?
Well, I don't think he said he's dead. I think he says, if you find this video, I must be in trouble or something like that. And then he goes, let me explain the entire life story.
No, you're right. I mean, they would never have that be in Power Rangers
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, this, but it's just funny. It's funny that
But it is that type of video.
I
it is
lo-
like, yeah. Go
I
ahead.
remember watching this the first time and I still do. Like, I love this idea that it's a total Batman move, you know? Like, here, Nightwing, here's the codes, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Here's, have I ever told you the day that my parents died? It's like, oh my God, I have to watch this again.
Fast forward to like,
Yeah.
okay, what's the code?
Yeah. Yes, Father. Yeah, I shall become. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I did like in this video, Tommy left a very, very good pause in it for Connor to make a joke. He's like, let me tell you about my history. Pause. And then Connor's like, about being a teacher? This is going to be
being
boring."
lame. I'm Connor. Yeah.
What a lame story.
Yeah.
I'm the Red Ranger.
Yeah. And then
Oh.
Tommy's like, of being a Power Ranger. Dramatic pause. Like,
What?
Yeah.
Connor's
He's
like,
a Power Ranger?
Yeah.
did I fall into my like stereotype of being the dumb one? Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this. I did go, why is Tommy like just giving away everyone's secret identities? Like, chill.
I know. I guess it's like because they're the Power Rangers, they get to know. But that is sort of a weird like superhero no. Like can you imagine if Batman's like, and then Clark Kent's Superman?
Well, it's not like the villains don't already know, apparently. They always know.
That's
The
true.
villains always know, yeah.
But he wasn't there in episode 1 when Zordon did the 3 rules.
Oh.
That's true.
So he's just like, I don't know the rules. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I
I'm
don't care.
Tommy.
I'm Dr. O now.
Yeah, I'm the bad boy. You know,
I don't remember Zordon being a doctor. He wasn't Dr. Z.
Dr. O just makes me think of like James Bond.
Yeah,
He
does
just
sound
sounds
like a
like a
doctor.
James Bond villain.
He does. It sounds almost like exactly like Dr. No. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I just think it's funny. Some like Bulk and Skull find this, you know, it's like, and the other Power Rangers were Billy, Zach, Trini, you know.
Like what?
What? Our friends?
And Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, and Tanya, and
And then those-
Carlos, and,
Yeah.
and TJ, and Ashley, and it's like
Justin, you know.
Justin, everyone we ever knew that hung out as a group in primary colors.
Anyone who wore the same color every day was a Power Ranger?
Like,
I thought they just liked that
whoa.
color.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And they always dipped out as groups.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part was during the clip show is when he's explaining his backstory and how he was like a bad guy, which I don't think I knew fully to the extent that he was a bad guy. I just thought he was like, I don't know what I thought. Anyway, but when it's the clip show and he's at the gym and he's wearing like a bright green tank top, and she goes, "I know who you're, the Green Ranger," and he goes, "Oh, really?"
Well, he slams down the weights. He's like,
Yeah, bing. Yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'm like, he's wearing a neon green T-shirt. I think
Dude.
everyone knows.
Oh my god.
that's funny you bring that up because when like sometimes I'm watching, you know, I'll kind of look at my phone for a second, but that came on and I was like, oh, I'm so glad they put this in. And like, you know, that was like just one of those classic moments I had I was fixated on the screen.
Right. It's
Yeah.
an iconic moment for sure.
Yeah.
Tommy's such a good bad guy, you know? He's like, well, little Pink Ranger, you know, whatever he says.
Yeah.
But
if I had been watching Mighty Morphin when I was a kid, I totally would have had a crush on Evil Tommy. I would have been like, yeah, that's my beau.
Yeah, he's super like really like tight. You know, his muscles like you can tell
It's
that.
tight.
He's
Yeah,
tight.
he's tight. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Jason was more boxy, you know.
Jason
he's
is more like water weight, you know.
So
Yeah.
next time we have to describe someone, be like, is he boxy like Jason or tight like Tommy?
Yeah. How is it? Yeah. Is it like a full balloon or a balloon pulled over a coin? You know. Yeah.
Uh,
uh, yeah. So what did you think? Kind of knowing that story because
I loved it. This was like so informative for me because like there were things that I knew but I didn't know to that extent. So the fact that it went from chronological order,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
all of the seasons, I'm like, oh, so that's how that one mixes with that one. That
Mhm.
makes sense. And
Yeah.
like how he became the White Ranger. I haven't watched him turn into the White Ranger, so I literally had no idea how he became that.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I was like, oh, I recognize that is during the Turbo movie. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I recognize that.
I was so glad they played Turbo movie clips. I was like, yeah, oh my god, the Turbo movie. It made it feel so much more complete for some reason. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I've seen that. I
yeah.
recognize that.
That's like the 5 seconds of the movie where they really drove the cars. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I really liked this episode. Like normally I find I kind of like the clip shows, but sometimes I'm confused by the clip
yeah.
shows. But this like I wish I had watched this episode before I had joined the podcast, because then
Mm.
when you guys reference things, I would have been like, yeah, I kind of understand that now.
But to be fair,
We'll make it required viewing.
the idea, remember, was when we brought you on was
I
you're a
knew nothing.
kid, you're just turning on Nickelodeon, you know.
What
Well,
is
this could have been
this?
the one. This
Yeah.
could have been the one that she.
That I just randomly turned on.
That's how it works sometimes, you know. You're just watching
Right?
like whatever show, and then it finally gets to this episode, and you're like, ah,
The
No,
that
era
makes
is
I
sense.
do
accurate.
appreciate it more now that I've watched so many episodes. I don't even
Yeah,
know how many episodes I watched now, but now that I've seen so many,
you forget.
um, I forget that this episode almost like everything has had a place, but now there's a string connecting
Yeah.
everything, and I'm like,
Right.
oh,
And they did a really good job weaving it in a way where, I mean, for a lot of it, this was the first time it's ever been contextualized this way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and I wasn't even sure how long they were going to tell the story. I mean, obviously, when they were transitioning through everything that Tommy was a part of, that made sense, you
Mhm.
know.
hmm But then he
And
kept going.
when they started transitioning into the in space stuff, it seemed really epic. Like, and it
Mhm.
frank and like to be fair, it is epic. Like if
Mhm.
you were to watch it, but I was like, whoa, like, and then they go into space, and like they're all like battle damaged and like rocketing into space, and they're like,
Yeah.
and then they get attacked by the Red Ranger. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
I
like,
really go ahead.
yeah, they're, yeah, you're totally right. They're just like, yeah, and then she was gonna go into space, and they're like, no, we gotta follow them.
They fight on the moon. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I did. There were a couple parts that made me laugh because obviously this is a great episode for people that watched every episode they're referencing and didn't, you know, because they're learning about it for the first
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
But it almost feels like it's more leaning toward that because it came out in the Dino Thunder season. So it's like those kids watching Dino Thunder probably a
Didn't
lot of them
know the
probably didn't
history.
watch. Yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
watch Mighty Morphin and stuff. So when Tommy's like, and then you know like Lord Zed created new enemies like Rito, like the dreaded Rito, and I was like the dreaded Rito,
Yeah.
like or whatever, like Rito isn't dreaded, like come on, that's probably the only time he ever beat your guys' ass was that one episode that you're showing us. Like Rito's a joke, Tommy. Don't paint Rito like he's some crazy evil dude.
Yeah. Well, I thought that too when they said that, and I was like, why is Rito even getting a mention? You know?
Yeah, I was like, Rito. They didn't even talk about Goldar. Like.
But
But anyway,
he goes down in the history, I guess. He blew up the command center, right? That's what they mentioned.
I thought
Yeah.
you said the Megazord, but I guess
Okay.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah. So he,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
he
they
put
like
him in the
lose their
history books.
powers and then all sorts of stuff. I think what's great about this episode is kind of what you said, Mac, was that this is great for people who have watched all the previous seasons and grew up with
right.
it, and then also for like the next generation who has never watched any of them. And like I can almost imagine like having a bright-eyed bushy-tailed kid watching Dino Thunder for the first time. This is their first Power Rangers, and
Right.
then their parent who has probably watched all of the previous seasons and them watching it together, and like that's probably like that makes me so happy for this episode, because that is like something you can't recreate, but it was
Mhm.
put together so beautifully.
Well, that's definitely going to happen for for Doug.
Mhm.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
they'll
like,
probably
Kristen.
do another one of these.
Yeah. That's totally true. That's totally spot on. It's interesting too, because like the crap, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Crap, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, you know what? Forget it. Just take it away. I'll
Well,
think of it. I'll think
well,
of it. I'll think of it.
it jumps in between them watching the video, and then that one girl shows up.
Yeah, someone he knew from college
Yeah.
who's like tech savvy, and
Well, she's
apparently
like
Tommy's
their.
not.
They know her, right? Yeah. So she's like their Billy.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
But this scene was just like, it probably gets under the skin of every Jason fan, where they're like, man, Dr. O is the oldest Power Ranger. And then she comes in and she's like, he's not the oldest, but he's the best.
But he's the best. Yeah.
Someone's a Tommy fan.
Well, excuse me, but Samurai Ranger is the best. Yeah.
I could just think of the meme of like, the small tear, and it's just like Jason's face, like,
Yeah. The truth is, whoever's the Red Ranger of that season is the best at the time.
Except for Connor.
except Connor, who
except
like
for-
almost damages the entire thing.
Yeah, with his crappy roundhouse kick that he learned from his failed out of ninja school twin brother.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, my brother's such an airhead. At least I'm not like that. It's like uncomfortable silence. And I'm like, oh, you're the airhead, Connor.
Because they were going over, like just for context, this is they were talking about Ninja Storm, and it's kind of like, what are the odds of you becoming this Red Thunder Ranger, which is pretty sweet, but then why did your brother get picked to be in secret ninja school?
Yeah.
That also seems like kind of weird. Like, was it supposed to be you? Was it was it like a twin swap thing where it's
well,
like,
I wonder because the way
Oh.
he said the twin, I wonder if he had maybe been an extra during
He
that
was.
season.
he was?
Oh, he was.
That's
Oh,
why they
well,
said
then
that. That's why
never
they said
mind.
that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I bet he was an extra during that season.
Yeah.
And he was a failure.
Oh,
But
well. So we got to make sure Connor doesn't feel like the failure.
Yeah. Back to Ninja Storm, actually. I did like this clip show because I didn't know how Ninja Storm ended, and I got to find out,
Yeah.
yeah. That was cool. No, a lot of the seasons were really, I was really interested in how they're doing it. I mean, like, obviously, like Dino Thunder has like this legacy theme because they brought back Tommy,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and that must be really cool in general for anyone who's watching and is like, oh, every time they're referencing him being a past Power Ranger is really exciting and kind of different if you'd seen like the seasons before it, like Wild Force and stuff. But this season, or this episode in particular, is really where like all of that comes to
Mhm.
a head.
Mhm.
I thought it was like really cool narration too. I think my favorite part was how Tommy kept going like, meanwhile over here this was going on,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because it really helps it all make a lot more sense. Because when you're watching like the first few seasons, obviously you see the like transition of power for every team. Like they went over it in this one.
Yeah.
But then once you get into In Space, suddenly you have like Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed Rescue, and it's like these are just new teams that are coming out of nowhere.
Mhm.
And at the time, it's almost like you're getting this excuse of like, well, they feel almost so separate from everything else. Maybe they're in their own worlds, but then ultimately they do the crossover episodes, and so that doesn't end up happening.
Mhm.
But it was cool to just have Tommy be like, oh yeah, these were all happening at the same time,
Yeah.
and it really, like, without saying it, it kind of is being like, oh, the Morphin Grid can create Power Rangers
At the same time.
in multiple places,
Mhm.
in across space and time,
Yeah.
with
And they
like,
kind of make that reference later on. They were like, well, if there's Power Rangers at all times, can't we just go and find more Power Rangers?
that was an interesting line. And I thought like they had a couple lines of dialogue like that where they were being very meta, like especially when they were like, oh, why don't we get the Time Force Rangers to just go back in time for us?
Yeah.
And it felt like questions that's like, hell yeah, ask those questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, good for you, Kira. Like, nobody asks those questions, and we want to know the
She's
answer.
clearly the smart one.
She is the smart one. Yeah, like that's not. She's the best Ranger on the team, hands down. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny how, like, like you said, like they can be like, oh, there are Rangers all over the world, and then what's her name is like, oh, but yeah, that's true, but not all of them even get to keep their powers. And then we barely even saw that many examples of that. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
technically we did, but I was like, okay, but like they could
She
still
goes,
get.
yeah, she
Yeah.
goes, some people didn't even want to keep their powers. I was like, who doesn't want to keep their powers?
Yeah, they're too good. They're too kind-hearted. So like you see,
Yeah.
I choose you to replace me and live an exciting life with superpowers, and
Yeah.
I'll just go home.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
go to college and be
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah,
But I
just
did
become
have
a
this theory,
paleontologist.
this like thought, like as he's talking about it, after like his time is over and like he's carrying on with all these other seasons and stuff. I'm like, what the hell were you doing to know all of this? Like, how did you keep up with all of this, Tommy?
Dude,
Zordon
he's
just
the
hit him up
best.
on the voicemail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like Zordon in a Bluetooth, like, oh, okay, so just to let you
Well,
know, this is what's going on now.
Yeah, yeah.
Zordon
Hey, Tommy
is
dead.
Zordon's dead
He got
after.
killed by
Oh.
Andros.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Oh,
was that
awkward.
covered? Yeah.
No, that
They
wasn't
did
covered.
not go over that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was cool to re-see the transition between the Tommy Adam Cat and the TJ, Ashley
Mhm.
Carlos. I
Mhm.
know I
Yeah.
missed one on both sides, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I think it's like, oh, I kind of forget Carlos and Adam kind of had the same haircut for a bit.
I totally forget when they, their transition feels like such a blur. Like them going from turbo to in space, I can remember clearly,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
then be getting their turbo powers, it's like, what?
What happened?
Yeah.
I have to. Speaking of hairstyles, I'm digging Tommy's short, spiky hair with the tiny little goatee, like a freaking boy band hair.
Oh, and sometimes he has a green, or in real life he had a one like clump of green spikes.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Such a Tommy thing.
That was like his MMA look when he fought in MMA. Yeah,
So his friends don't forget. He's like, I'm green.
yeah, Green
Yeah.
Ranger, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. He was funny. He did pretty good in MMA.
he did. He was
yeah.
he was like undefeated for as far as I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember someone asked him like at a con or something like, do you feel a pressure kind of being the Green Ranger and, doing MMA and stuff? He's like, no, if I win, it's like, you got beat by the Green Ranger. And it's like, if I lose, that guy beat up the Green Ranger.
Yeah. His life is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question. So because I haven't watched all of Mighty Morphin, so I don't know the time, like the timeline for it, but he explained how he lost, like he started losing his Green Ranger power because it was too much. And then he became the White Ranger. How long was he the Green Ranger versus how long was he the White Ranger?
Oh, he was the White
Because
Ranger way longer.
But he's remembered as the Green Ranger.
it's his first look. I mean, like it's definitely his most popular look, and they kind of make it seem like, like, oh, we got to get rid of this. Like it's not that, it's not that powerful. Like it's draining on you. But then in later episodes, when he can come back and be whatever he wants, it's always the Green Ranger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he just associates with the Green Ranger, even though he was the White Ranger a lot longer.
Yeah.
I think it just because
that was my question as I was watching it, because he doesn't really specify how, like, which one he was longer than the other. So I was like, well, I know him as the Green Ranger, but not as much as the White Ranger. So that's why I was curious.
He's definitely more popular as the Green Ranger. Too,
Yeah.
by fans and stuff.
Yeah. It's because the Sentai of the Green Ranger was so limited that he was only the Green Ranger for whatever they had.
Yeah.
And then, so he was probably the Green Ranger for like, I don't know, like a full season, right? I'm counting it like he shows up midway or a little early on in season 1. Then he's there up until like a little pretty early on in season 2. He leaves because his power is drained.
Right.
And then he was so popular they brought him back as the White Ranger.
Okay. So they basically brought him back because it was popular, right? For popular demand.
Yeah.
And they just kind of found a character for him.
They found new footage from another show.
Yeah.
Started using that. Yeah.
Okay.
He was actually supposed to be the lead guy in VR Troopers. Yeah. So It's another show that's leaving Netflix, but
Not as good. So it's he dodged a bullet there.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's fun is because they were going to use the White Ranger initially, and the guy in VR Troopers was the White Ranger, but then
Yeah.
Tommy was so popular that they just switched them because they're
Yeah.
both. So, they're like, "Come back, Tommy, and then we'll send this guy to the VR Trooper
We'll just
show."
switch you guys.
Yeah, sorry. And then that
Funny.
guy ended up not being one of the more popular Power Rangers ever.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks for that guy.
I think
Yeah.
I think Jason was like, and then I came back and I'm the White Ranger again, and then they said we're doing a movie.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that poor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely cleared a lot of stuff up for me, for most cases. Like definitely how everything intermingles and how each team got their powers.
Mhm.
It was definitely a great. I would definitely rate this as one of my favorite shows or episodes because of how it cleared so much up for me. Because I'm always confused sometimes when you guys go off about other stuff. I'm like, yep.
Well, now you have at least an idea of like the general order of things.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
the base.
Yeah.
Even though I never remember the order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you say Beast Morphers is the most recent one, I will never remember it.
It's the most generic sounding one. Beast
Right.
Morphers. Duh, Beast Morphers. When did that come out? I don't know.
Is
I
that the most
sometimes
recent
forget.
one?
I'm like, Beast Morphers. Did that come out like 2006?
I think it's because I keep knowing that Dino Fury is next, so I keep thinking Dino Thunder was the most recent.
Mm.
I know, and it's like, oh, but wait, Dino Charge actually is what we watched last week. So,
So,
and it was
I'm just
charged by
confused.
thunder. Yeah. Get ready for Dino Lightning coming out.
The only other thing I have to say is I do back to the turbo. I like that theme, man. Like when they play the song when they're in the cars.
Go Power Rangers Turbo, go!
It's so good. Yeah.
It's so good.
Mighty engines roar. I like that part. Yeah.
The only other things is in the back to the, our main cast is Ethan or Connor does the thing where he does the kick that he learned from his brother and he hits the computers and it blows up and they're like, well, that ruined our chances. But then it actually did the thing where it's like, that fixed it.
It fixed it, of course.
I think my favorite part of the episode, I kind of already touched on it, was like they managed to transition between my two favorite seasons because like they were back to back because I was like the target demo for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I love how they were like in Lost Galaxy, these cool like space heroes found swords and became like space rangers and fought this awesome alien lady on a like space station.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile on Earth, a covert team of badasses were being picked by the government to become Power Rangers to fight demons. And they're in like this underwater base. Like, so I was like, whoa, yeah, this is awesome. These guys are the coolest. Like,
yeah, when they said, and they fight demons, I was like, is that their version of Supernatural?
yeah, kind of. Yeah, that would have been awesome. Like they just show up with like their fire truck full of holy water. And they're like, demons, yeah.
Did they? Okay, I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Did they mention RPM?
No, because that would have been after this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dino Thunder is the most recent, obviously the most recent season when they were doing this, and Ninja Storm was right before it. So like, yeah, they.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like trying to remember what was where, and I was like, I feel like I've seen seasons that are not in this review.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Yeah. Because right after this was SPD, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I was like, I hear you guys talk about that one, and I was like, I didn't see that one in this review.
We like SPD. We could watch the SPD.
Yeah. I do. The only other thing I can think of is I liked when they go back to Tommy and the dude's still monologuing, and Tommy's just like, you just want to take over the world like everyone else. Like, I get it.
Yeah. I get it. It's not going to happen, but I get it.
Yeah.
It was a cliffhanger. Did you guys watch the next episode?
No, I didn't.
I watched a little bit of it.
Okay. Yeah. I started it, but then I had to get up. What occurs? Is that
they rescue Tommy pretty early on, but the main part of the episode is that they get their motorcycles for the first time. And they use them to rescue Tommy. And there's a line where it's like, don't you get it, mess of God? The bad guys always win. And then he's like, I suppose that depends on who your opinion of the good guys is, or something. Like who you think the good guys are. And it's like it's definitely the three like brightly colored heroes motorcycles.
The
And
young teenagers are definitely the heroes.
yeah, it's not
That-
you. Like it's you have a crusty bubblegum dinosaur face. Like
That
it's
is an
definitely
interesting
not you.
comment though, because it's always argued that villains always think they're the good guys, unless
It
they
was a
know
very
they're the bad
Magneto
guys.
line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless they know what they're doing is wrong and they don't care.
And
then,
they're into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, I'm the villain. But then there's villains who are like, no, what I'm doing is right, and you're just an idiot.
A lot of the Power Ranger villains think that they're in their right.
Yeah.
Is the next episode where Tommy becomes the Black Ranger?
Back in Black
Yeah.
is the next episode, so probably.
Oh, then yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Back in black.
Yeah.
I didn't get to that part, but I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Thumbs up. Oh,
Thumbs up.
fantastic. Great. Thank you, Aid, for recommending it to us.
Yeah, thanks,
Yes.
Aid.
Yeah. Maybe he just was like, Caitlin needs a.
Caitlin
I've been
needs
listening.
a refresher.
Yeah.
She knows nothing.
It's like, okay, we get the picture, yeah.
And thank you. I appreciate the quick review before the test.
Yeah.
I feel I'm gonna get quizzed now. Like I'm gonna open up my Instagram.
Oh, you are gonna get quizzed, yeah. Okay, so what did they say? Wait, I can't even think of a question. Like I can't.
What season came after this season? Beast Morphers?
Yeah, like who built the White Ranger powers was Zordon?
Tommy?
Technically, I guess, but no, yeah.
No. No.
I don't know.
Is there any seasons again, I think we could probably find it's the internet, we can find some episodes, but are there any like in the next 3 weeks that you wanted to watch, Mac or Caitlin, like seasons that stuck out that we should try and watch?
I want to see the space one with the evil lady you guys keep telling me about.
and Astronema.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can watch them.
She looked cool. I got to see one clip of her and I was like, you look like a cool lady. I think I'm going to like you.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got the
Oh,
big-
and then, I forgot to mention when Diva Talks came on, I was like, hey, I recognize you. I
Yeah.
know you.
I'll
we
have to
should
think
probably
about
just
it,
watch
though.
like the first 2 episodes of In Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
One I
So
want
I
to
vote for
watch.
Space.
Okay, let's watch Space next week. And then unless someone says like you should watch this, and then we'll watch that. But I do want to watch when Adam comes back.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, when Adam comes back in
Operation Overdrive?
Operation Overdrive. So not in like the Carlos one.
Nah.
Okay.
We'll already have our In Space fix.
Yeah, I think we should watch Once a Ranger. It's a good episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So let's do that. And then we'll be back next week. Sweet.
Yay.
Yeah. It's not less phenomenal. It's
It's
more phenomenal.
phenomenal.
but it's leaving Netflix, so watch it. Watch it now. Yeah.